Hi all, I wanted to make a quick video about page setup for commodity trading. I generally trade in crude oil and natural gas. Sometimes I do in gold and silver also, but off lately I have not been trading in gold and silver that much. But I do trade in crude and natural gas, and among these two I trade more towards crude. I find crude easier to trade than natural gas. So I'll go and explain my page setups that I'm currently using. Before that, I would like to mention that this is an educational channel. All content is for the sake of education. Kindly read the disclaimer that you see on the screen and in the description below. All right, with that said, let's proceed. So let's go to setup number one. They are both on TradingView. I think they both use 3 indicators, so you will have to decide if you're on the free version which indicator you want to sacrifice. All right, and I'll give you a suggestion from my end also. All right, so this is the first page setup. I have not split the page in this case. I just click on whatever I want to see, whether I want to see crude or natural gas. So let's start with crude. We are on the 45-minute time frame. In this chart, for some reason, I find 45 minutes better. On the next chart, we'll do 30 minutes. This view, I've kept it at 45 minutes. I'm on the crude oil charts, crude oil futures chart. And this is how it looks. When you see the kind of view it's giving, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory that it's obviously filtering out and giving you a very precise view. And it really helps to take a trade if you have this particular setup. What are the indicators in this setup? These are the indicators in this setup. The first one is simple Fibonacci retracement. I'll just open and show you the name of it's simple Fibonacci retracement by Trade Chartist. I've used this indicator in other videos as well. I use this in the default settings. The only changes that I've made is this show 0.886 and 1.113 is unticked when you open it for the first time. This is unticked. I tick on this. This is on dotted. I have changed this to solid, and on the next page, labels, I have unchecked the labels and I've saved this as my. When you click on this, you can save this as default. So I have done that. Now every time I use this simple Fibonacci retracement, I don't have to make the changes again and again. I just need to select the indicator and my changes are always saved. So it's very convenient to work that way. Okay, so this is the first indicator. The second indicator is CAM EMA trend bars. Again, I have used it in its default settings. I have made no changes to it. This is the default setting for CAM EMA trend bars. Generally, if the only change I would want to make is probably uncheck these two if I wanted, but I have not even done that in this. So CM EMA trend bars is also on its default settings. This is the name of the indicator, CM EMA trend bars by Chris Moody. What I will do is I'll write the name of the indicator and the creator name and leave it in the comment section and pin it so that people watching my video will not have any difficulty finding the indicators. All right, the last indicator that I'm using in this one is the adaptive trend finder. About the script, it's adaptive trend finder by Julian Eek. All right, and if I had to sacrifice one indicator in this, I would probably sacrifice the last one, which is adaptive trend. These two lines that you see on screen, let me just zoom in. These two lines that you see on screen is showing me the trend, and it's telling me the trend is going downwards. It's kind of an additional setting that helps you reconfirm your particular view. But if you are only using if you're on the free version and you don't have the option to have 3 indicators, then sacrifice this and the chart would look something like this. Only those 2 parallel lines will be gone and most of the information is still on the screen. Again, this chart is on the 45-minute settings. This is how crude oil looks, and this is how natural gas looks on the 45-minute setting with the same indicators and the same setting. All right, again, it's pretty self-explanatory. It gives you a very clear-cut view of the market. So for people who are wanting to make 10, 15 points or 20 points a day on crude and maybe 2-3 points on natural gas, this page setup can be very good. All right, it'll give you a clear sense of direction, in which direction the market is going. All right, with that said, now let's go to the second page setup that I also use at times. This is my primary one, and I'm now going to show you a secondary one. All right, the secondary page setup is like this. In this case, I have split the page into two. I could have done without it, but since I'm using a 30-minute time frame, it's easier for me to just glance through the page and know what's happening. Again, I'll let you know my settings. I'm using the CPR by KGS. I'll show you the name of the creator. It is CPR with pivot levels. CPR by KGS is by Gomti Shankar. All right, and the next indicator, as you all know, I use smoothed moving averages 7 in its default settings. I only change the name of the the color of the line that I use. Generally it's blue, some shade of blue, but that's about it. It's smoothed moving average, and it comes with the default setting of 7, and it is that setting only that I use. I don't change the setting. All right, and then I use a simple moving average with the setting at 42. All right, this is the red line that you see on screen. That is a simple moving average with the option of 42. All right, and that's it. In fact, I think I've saved my simple moving average to 42. So every time I click on it, by default, it comes in for me as 42. Generally, simple moving average by default on TradingView is 9. I think I have saved mine as 42. All right. So these are the 3 indicators that I'm using. I think if you had to sacrifice one in this, then you probably will have to sacrifice one of the moving averages. I will leave that decision to you, whether you want to sacrifice the SMMA7. SSS7 is the bluish color or whitish color line that you see, and the SMA42 is the red color line that you see. You need to decide which one you find more appropriate for your kind of setting. If you're a person who sits on a trade for a very long time and only takes a trade when there is absolute confirmation of what's going to happen, then SMA 42 is for you. If you're a person who does not trade and sit on a trade for a very long time, probably sits maximum for about 1 hour or 1.5 hours, that's the max, then probably SMMA 7 is for you. All right, in either case, I'll leave the name of the indicator and the creator name in the description so that you have no difficulty finding it. All right, the CPR by KGS, when you first use it, you will find that it comes up with a whole bunch of information. I'll show it to you. So if you go to the settings, as you can see, this page inputs, everything is ticked. I've not touched anything, but in the style page, I've only left the first 3 ticked and the last 2 ticks, and of course this at the bottom also is ticked. I have not unticked in this case. So previous day high and previous day low is ticked, and then only the top 3 are ticked, which is daily pivot BC, and daily TC. That's it. And this daily R1 and all of that, weekend, monthly, weekly, all of that is unticked. All right, and I have saved this as default. So every time I want to use CPR, I don't need to untick it again and again. Once you save it as CPR in your TradingView profile, and when you reuse it, you just have to select the indicator and it comes with a setting that you have saved. All right, and if I have to, you will have to, if you are on the free version, you will have to either give up the SMMA7, which is this whitish or bluish line, and then the page will look like this. Either you give up that or you give up the SMA42, whichever one you feel you have to give up. You have to give up one of the moving averages. In fact, you don't even have to give up anything. There is a indicator called simple. This simple moving averages by stocks in a box. You can maintain 10 moving averages in that. All right, so you can easily select 2, and that will be your second indicator, and you keep one on 7 and the other at 42. You will get something very similar. All right, if you want, I'll show it to you also right now. Just click on this simple moving averages by stocks in a box. This is how it will come up. I will uncheck these 2. So now you see there are 10 moving averages on screen. What I'll do is I'll uncheck everything in this thing. I don't want to see 10 moving averages, and all of them are simple moving averages. It also has got the capability of changing colors. Uptrend, it will show you one color, and downtrend, it will show you another color. So let's do that. In fact, for the shorter time frame, let's actually use it with two colors, and on the longer time frame, let's use it with a single color. All right, and I'll show you the results. Just give me a moment. See this way I'm setting this up. All right, so this I've selected this color, full color strength, and number 2 in terms of the width of the line, and this also full color strength. In fact, for the sake of this example, let me not use two colors. Let me just use one color. If you want, you can go ahead and use two colors in the future. All right, so I'll use one color. So there you go. Let me use a lighter shade so that I can differentiate between the two for you. All right, so there you go. Is that clearer? Yes, that's clearer. And the first input, I'll change it at 7, and the second one at 42, right? This SMA 7 is little different compared to SMA 7, so it should not be too much of a problem. Maybe you can use SMA 9. So 9 or 7, whichever one you want to use. All right, find whichever one you want to use, and there you go. With this one indicator, you have got both the moving averages on screen. All right, so you don't even have to sacrifice any indicator in this case. Though I think the SMMA 7 is a little different. So if I have to fine tune this, just give me a moment. If I need to fine tune this, how do I fine tune it? Just give me a moment. Yes, I'm getting there. I think 12 or 13, it will kind of align properly. Yeah, so SMMA 7 in terms of SMA will be approximately about between 11 and 13 in terms of this indicator. All right, so you can find the match. It's no big deal. All right, so that's how this page can be made without any sacrifices. So these are the two setups, guys. I hope this video was helpful to you in some way or the other. Use whichever setup you want works for you. Save both the setups in your profile as maybe commodity 1 setup and commodity 2 setup. The first one will look like this, and the second one will look like this. This also, I mean, you can have a single page or a double page view. This also, you can have a single page or double page view. This setup, I'm using 45 minutes time frame. This setup, I'm using 30-minute time frame on either one. All right, so thank you very much for watching. I hope the video was helpful to you in some form or the other. If you trade commodities, I would suggest you paper trade with the indicators that I've shown you. If this video was helpful to you in some form or the other, then kindly like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your family and friends. Also leave a nice comment that motivates me really and keeps me going. Share, also subscribe to a free Telegram channel. The link is given in the description in all our videos. I'll see you in another video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.